Yes, guys, the giveaway is still going on. If we hit 40,000 subscribers today, I'm hopping on a live stream and announcing 3 winners that win 400 XRP each. And all you have to do to enter is make sure you have pressed the like button on this video. Make sure you have put something in the comment section down below, like what your favorite cryptocurrency is, or when the first time you bought crypto was, or what your favorite country is. Just put that down below. It's going to be your entry ticket. And also, guys, make sure that you are subscribed. It is very important because otherwise you cannot win. If you've done all of that, you're automatically entered, and you can actually enter 3 times by commenting under all 3 of my most recent videos, because they will all count. I'm going to bundle up all the comments and then pick 3 winners. Now, guys, today is another big day for the space. And when I say the space, I'm not actually only talking about crypto, but more so about all the economical / investing, area and realm, or whatever to call that, because Trump's announcements, Trump's statements, and Trump's thoughts have also got a lot of effect on literally all the pieces. And for example, right now it just came out, Trump calls for making permanent cuts to both the Medicare and Social Security payroll taxes. Whew. Now, whenever this stuff comes out, people get really feisty with their with their statements. Oh my days. And I mean, I guess the most important part here is that for some people, any change will be amazing, and to some people it will be really, really awful, right? It's always controversial when you're making statements like this, and that's why over on Twitter and in a couple of my groups, I saw many people just go completely crazy over statements like this, as they don't know what to think about now. And some are saying, let's see, this is another example, the US is lost. And whenever I think about the US being lost, I also think about the dollar falling, and I think about the big trading war that's going on right now. I think about it all, right? Because, for example, if many were to lose their faith in the US right now, yeah, all right, a lot would domino effect from it. So, for example, if people were to lose their faith in the US, they would also lose their faith in first of all, the government, right? Because that's the US. Then also most likely the Federal Reserve, because that's, kind of arranged together, which would mean the dollar. If they lose faith in the dollar and just faith in the Federal Reserve, there's a good chance that they will not be buying as much American goods as before. Maybe after that, people from outside of the US will also not want to buy US things anymore. Maybe they have to drop the interest rates down below. Maybe if they do that, the banking system is going to fall. First of all, because the US dollar might not be working, but also because of the negative interest rates and all of that. You guys can kind of relate where that's going to go. All right. I've told you before, both are positive for XRP if the banking system prospers or fails. In the end, it does not really matter. The gains are already kind of solidified. It's like a certainty. By the way, this is not financial advice. All investments are uncertain, just so you understand that. Having said that, though, statements like this are controversial, and you really must watch out for them. Another one here is this one. U.S. action against TikTok and WeChat symbolizes a global backlash against China Incorporated. Now, I didn't even read this article, to be completely honest. I just looked at the title and was like, yep, I know what's cooking up here. And mostly because I can understand all of it from just reading the title. I can understand exactly what's going on and really what it's going to be about, because I think I've read so many articles that I know how they write. And basically my point about it all, at this point just, is the fact that right now, right this second, right this point, there's a lot hanging on exactly this threat, all right? U.S. action against TikTok might have so much more coming with it than we could have ever expected, all right? Than we could have ever imagined even. And the main reason for that is TikTok and WeChat are used by Chinese people over in America right now. I mean, TikTok is used by a lot of every, country. But WeChat, mostly so, is just used by a lot of Chinese in America right now. They're not going to be liking that because you're banning something they utilize. TikTok, the same kind of thing. TikTok brings quite a lot of money into the circulation for the US. It might also bring a lot of money to China from just them using it and them selling the ads. But it brings a lot of money to the US economy as well, because advertisers have to spend on there, and advertisers have to go round and round and round with the creators on there, which brings money to the US, not only China and all the way over there. What it also does, though, is just solidify once more that all countries are divided, that there's different rules in every country, there's a war going on right now, and that you kind of have to pick sides, and that the US is not always with you and not always out for the best for you, so to speak, because they're about the bigger macroeconomical things and all of that. But for example, a lot of these content creators on TikTok, they might have just lost a good chunk of their revenue, all right, with statements like this. And at least if I were to be that person, yeah, I'm not liking Trump anymore, all right? I think if he cuts away my, whatever somebody makes, let's say $1 million a year, yeah, I would not like that guy anymore because, it's a lot of money that he just took away from you for just something like that, which is pretty annoying, to say the least. You, of course, get yourself backups like Instagram and all of that, but still it's very, very annoying. And how that will relate forward is, the U.S., again, like I just said, it's like a circle. It's like a snowball. The U.S. is losing their grip a little bit because of statements that are pretty heavy and because of their bigger actions that they're going on for. And I'm not going to say they're bad actions, definitely not necessarily that. Because of course it's a rivalry, and it's not to say that China would not be, too big if the U.S. were not to stop them. All right, so I'm not justifying here that they should be allowing all the Chinese apps and all of that. I might even say that TikTok is, I don't want to curse, but like a virus a little bit. It's just very, 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 very toxic. But still, it could be very, very bad for the macroeconomic trends. Because the war is never, never good for your money. At least, unless it's a price war going on, but that's not the case. Here's just like a war about power, which might affect Bitcoin in the end as well. Like I taught you guys about the mining power. Maybe eventually the US will really, really still get back to that, because right now, I would say the majority of the issue is that China has a lot of the mining power. But eventually it might also be a struggle when CBDCs come around, because China's working a little bit harder on them than the US. Maybe some issues will come surrounding that because they might be the first one to really implement it instead of just piloting it and all of that. But we'll see. Another article which is really, really important, and I'm sorry for talking a little bit slower today, guys. When day traders do well, it's probably just luck. Research suggests market gains for day traders in recent months owe more to chance than to skill. Well, once more, we don't even need to read the article here to get a full story and quite a good little tip and idea to give you guys. What I'm trying to say with that is, if you're planning on trading crypto, go on right ahead, all right? These videos are not financial advisements. They're just for fun. However, I guess I can give you my opinion, all right? If you're planning on trading and you're not already do so, just do your own due diligence. Check out a lot of videos. Check out a couple of books. Get yourself really, really into it. Back test. Do that for a couple of weeks. Then maybe open up a demo account. Try to trade with that. Of course, demo and real money is going to be different, but just try that. See if your strategy works a little bit, or something along those lines. Then go in with like $100 or $1,000, just a little small amount of money, depending on where you are. Of course, maybe $10 if that's already a lot to you. And just not psychologically, but try to get into the feeling of doing everything according to your numbers, not according to your emotions. And if you've got that set, you can most likely move on to bigger numbers. However, one thing you most likely should not do is be like, you know what? You're normally a holder. If you're normally a holder, don't do this one. Or you know what? I'm going to trade some today. I feel like XRP is going to go up, for example. Let me just long it, or things like that. Or let me just buy some now and sell it on later today. The reason for that you should not do that is because you have no idea what's going on. It's just like a gut feeling. However, that gut feeling is literally a 50-50. And whenever it's a 50-50 in the crypto space, it's like a 30-70, all right? Because 30% of the time you might be right, 70% of the time you might be wrong. I don't know how it works out that way, but every time you decide to buy, it just instantly goes down. It's just facts. It's just crypto logic. And every time you sell some, it just pumps up higher. And one of the fun facts with VeChain that I just had, with Chainlink, I told you guys earlier, I sold some at 14.5. About 14.5. Good decision, as we can see right now. However, with VeChain, I had it that I bought at exactly 0.020. And then really just after I bought, it just fell down. I was like, man, my day, I'm messed up here. I know I wasn't really scared because I knew it was going to go up further, but it happened because I just bought it and then exactly it dipped. It's just very annoying to see, right? I think I bought somewhere around here. No, it was way earlier. Maybe, no, it wasn't there. Maybe it was a lot. Maybe it was here already. Like this time or no, maybe it was like the pump here. You guys see where I'm going here? It's like one of the higher points, and then exactly a little bit afterwards, it went down to like 0.016, I guess, or something like that. I haven't touched it right now. I haven't looked at it right now. It's again above there, even 10% above there, or something like that. So I'm still good. But the idea was just messed up, and I hated my life for a little second. Point is, if you're having some luck with day trading, don't think it's all skill. Don't go into it like, all right, I just bought a couple of times and sold at the right time. I know what I'm doing. Unless you really think you know what you're doing. You really, really are kind of convinced of it. Because I know a lot of people who have had a luck streak where they've just gone onto BitMEX and longed it 3 times and had some insane luck, insane profit. And they're like, you know what? I know how to trade this type of stuff. I see a pattern. And then they lose a whole chunk of money because they went too ballsy. Point is, like I've said in quite a chunk of my videos here, most people trading will lose money. I think about 95% of the people watching this right now, if you're going to trade it, you're going to lose some money. And since I don't want that to happen to you guys, I recommend just holding through unless you've really done your own due diligence and you know what you're doing. All right, so just a little bit of caution or warning. And also, if you're going to invest, you want to be safe. I'm not going to recommend gold. I'm not going to recommend assets. I'm still going to recommend crypto. All right. I've read so many of these articles here, especially on the Motley Fool, that's just recommending you to buy UK shares and UK stocks. I'm really, really against that. And one of the major reasons for that is I'm just like against the normal, the norm of having to buy assets to be safe. I'm like, you know what? Crypto are assets in that sense. And they are to a certain degree also very, very safe in the sense that they have such a huge future outlook that it's not even a question about whether or not crypto will survive, right? I'm like, Bitcoin, maybe because of quantum computer and because it really has no real purpose, it might not survive. But for example, coins like XRP and a couple other ones that we often talk about, they have such longevity. I'm not afraid they're going to go one single bit. And thus, I'm like, why would you not want to go for such a thing, right? Gold's another question. I mean, gold will stay around. It will never go to zero. But it can really deteriorate in value once people start to understand, like, well, what are you going to do with your gold, right? If people all of a sudden are like, well, I don't need any gold, the price is going to drop like crazy. Or if people don't have anything to really hedge for, people are going to be like, freak gold. All right. And with crypto, there's always necessity in good and bad times, which is why it's so freaking huge. XRP, the investment of the decade confirmed by the most powerful bullish reversal ever. It was a pretty interesting article, but Investing Haven said on Twitter, at Investing Haven, we always say this to crypto members. The higher the consensus, the smaller the opportunity. The consensus of XRP moving to zero has grown to the extent that its price is ready to turn higher. First stop, 0.29. Next time, stop, 0.80. We are bloody serious, XRP. And that is actually all the way back from December 6th, which is really, really an interesting statement in my opinion. By the way, this article comes from August 8th, but this part is literally from, let's see here. I didn't even know. He says, before looking into the details, we would like to go back to December 2019. That's when XRP was relentlessly falling, and the pessimism, particularly on Twitter, was at a level never seen before. This is what we wrote, yada, yada, yada. Look around you, the number of folks being negative on XRP is growing. That's what we realized when we wrote this XRP message on Twitter a few days ago. And the replies to this tweet were not that nice, all right, at all. And basically the point I'm trying to make with showing you guys this is, at all points will people be negative, right? There will always be haters. And I've told you guys, whenever there's more haters, the project is doing better, all right? And I had a whole analysis on all of that. But now also, it's very, very hard to see the light when there is such a negative and dark time. However, eventually there will be light at the end of the tunnel, all right? And that might sound very philosophical and all of that stupid stuff, right, to you and your ears right now, but it's the truth. All right, same for XRP, same for your life and all, everything really. It might look very freaking dark at a low point. Maybe you're holding XRP and it's down 80%. Might look dark. But as long as you keep the faith, all right, it's just a pit stop. It's just a small little downfall to where your destination is. It's like you're traveling from UK to Paris, right? And all of a sudden you come to the water, you're like, frick, I don't have a boat. So you might be going all into panic. You're like, oh my God, my life is over. I wanted to travel to Paris. And after a couple of months, you notice, man, there's just a fare. There's a boat. I don't know what the name is exactly in English, but there's just a boat going around here. Damn, right? You've wasted a couple of your months. You're like, you thought your life was over because you could never get to Paris because you couldn't, fly or swim. And all of a sudden you find it. It's the same thing that's going to go on for XRP and things like that. It might look very, very freaking really dark right now. You might be down 80%. Eventually you get up as long as you keep that faith. If you lost faith though, completely different story, all right? If you think the coin's never going to go up, don't listen to me because I have no hope for you. I have no idea what to tell you, all right? Just get out and then just cry in a corner. But as long as you have the faith that the long term is going to be good, this is all part of the plan. It's all part of the big picture. XRP is about to see massive volatility. Will it favor bears? XRP has been consolidating along Bitcoin and Ethereum throughout the past week. This has caused it to hover around 30 cents throughout the past several days. And although this level was previously strong support, the buying pressure here is showing some signs of degrading as XRP dips below it. It may now be prone to seeing further downside as a result of this, and one analyst is pointing to the formation of massive pennant as a sign that volatility is imminent for XRP. Some factors suggest bulls will be in control of the next big movement, and all I can say about this, guys, is don't worry too much about the short-term price. Alright, don't worry too much, because as I said before, if you want to trade it, make sure you do your own due diligence and don't worry about all of this stuff because you're not going to need it. If you're not planning on trading it, all is going to be fine. Alright, if the price dips down lower, you buy more. If it goes up a little bit, you might just sell a little bit to just solidify some gains, or just be happy to know your project is alive and doing well and prospering from some announcements or things like that. With other coins that you think might not stay for the next 10 years, I will have a different strategy. You know, with Bitcoin, I'm like, if it ever goes up like crazy, gets a little nice pump going on, I'm just going to sell and maybe I'll never buy back because, well, eventually I want to sell all my Bitcoin, but I'm just not ready to do it yet because I know there's going to be another big run where Bitcoin might be the leader, right? And I don't want to miss out on that. However, with XRP, I don't want to really sell any because I know it's going to go higher and higher and higher for a long time still. So yeah, it's always a difficult one, right? It's always a very, very difficult one. It hits in the feels, but that's the same with trading. You know, if you're trading all the time, it's going to hit you in the feelings at one point in the future, one point or another. And that's why you got to test your psychological just state and balance by doing it with smaller numbers first in a demo account. And maybe take that demo account very, very seriously as well if you're going to do it. But yeah, I think it all makes a lot of sense if you just try it out for yourself and you'll understand exactly what I'm trying to say. But guys, don't forget to go ahead and sub to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to do it. Also, if you enjoy it, make sure you check out Dusty Finance as well. It's a very cool channel, and I'm going to be posting a lot more on here relatively soon. I have a couple of cool guides on here, but since it was only getting 100 views each guide and it took me like hours upon hours upon hours to write, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to go on with this. I'm going to just do a news because this might just take 2 hours instead of the 8 that I took for some of these guys. Like the first one here, it took me a whole day or maybe even 3 of just preparing and doing everything, and it did pretty well. The rest, I put in a lot of effort. It didn't really do that good, so I was like, man, I'm just going to get up a little bit more, followers, so I get, maybe like 350 views a video or 500, and from that point on forward, I think it's going to be really, really worth it because then, people are appreciating your stuff. But if I get, 3 likes and 100 views, it's just not that motivating, So make sure you follow it as well. I have a couple of really cool guides written already, but I'm just waiting to record it, when I think people are going to watch it and enjoy it. That's my whole thing. But yeah, so subscribe to that as well. You don't want to miss out. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care and have a very, very nice day, everybody.